Hi, Jay Fallon here. Thanks for listening to the Slippery Slope. So I want to reflect on a little promise that our great Premier Annastacia Palaszczuk made 2020, heading towards the end of 2020. Her and along with the Police Commissioner, Katerina Carroll, they made some big promises. They were going to expand the police, expand frontline police. I believe they were bandied about some big numbers, lots of dollars. They were going to, well, they might be saying that they're still going to be able to achieve it, but I doubt it going from the figures that are coming out at the moment. Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I'll share a couple of stories with you now. I've already spoken about these previously. I'm going to just pull up this article now. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to follow along. Now, this one, it came out here. This is an election promise. It says that Palaszczuk makes $624 million commitment to hire an extra 2,025 police across Queensland. You got to keep a track of the talk, some of the rhetoric that comes out, because it's a little bit of double talk. I'm not convinced. I think that they were kind of covering their butt a little bit, so that if once they fall short of the actual police numbers, they'll be able to turn around. She will be able to turn around and say, no, we have actually got these staff, but they're just not frontline police. Anyway, go through this article. So Palaszczuk committed a future Labor government to delivering an extra 2,025 police officers over the next 5 years. So Palaszczuk has said increasing police numbers at a cost of 624 million would be, this is a quote, the largest investment in local police that has been seen in this state of Queensland over the past 30 years. The rollout of the extra personnel began in July. So she's making this announcement in September of 2020. However, she's saying the rollout actually began in July of 2020, because that, and now why I mention all this is because I'm going to bring up some figures, government figures, which are very interesting anyway. So this all actually began in July 2020. Okay, so Palaszczuk has said the promised boost would include 1,450 new positions dedicated to frontline police work. Very interesting that she says that. She never once says 1,450 sworn police officers. It's just new positions dedicated to frontline police work, which could mean absolutely anything. I look at this, okay, I'm a little cynical. You read a lot of political stuff and you can see, but the average Joe would be reading this going, oh yeah, 1,450 positions dedicated to frontline police work. Surely that would mean police officers, frontline police officers, sworn police officers. Anyway, we'll get into this later. So it says 150 of which would be located in what she called key regions across the state. There will be an extra 50 positions assigned to child protection investigations. Another 300 positions will be spread across communications, prosecutions, and watch houses. Palaszczuk also said the government also planned to introduce 25 new mobile police beats across the state. Yeah, a bit of other stuff. Now here, the police commissioner, Katerina Carroll, said she was pleased. The government had responded to the need. Now, when she says it, responded to the need for more personnel, both on the streets and off. It is the largest growth in a generation, and it is not just frontline police, blue shirts. It is the support that needs to be there to help them do their job. So she's already started covering her butt. This is what I think of this article. She started covering her butt. And immediately, it's not just the frontline police, the blue shirts, it's the ones behind the scenes, the civilians. Carroll said she hoped the extra staffing commitment would remain in place even if the LNP was elected to government next month. She was asked whether her presence at the announcement was appropriate so close to the election. Commissioner Carroll said she had been working on the rollout for some time. This was work that's been going on for a number of months. So this is not just happening today, and we're not into obviously caretaker yet. So we've got to be very careful about that. Basically, yeah, she shouldn't have been there. It's a political announcement. It was a political stunt. So it goes on in this article. Ian Levers, he just comes and puts his 2 cents worth, which his 2 cents worth is not even worth 2 cents, quite frankly. All that to say, okay, the broad gist of these promises, 2025. Now, they say to police officers. I say that's a load of rubbish. It was never, ever going to be 2025. But let's just say 2025 staff in general. Extra staff. And the Premier uses the wording 1,450. She says in here in this key points, 1,450 more officers. However, down further, she is actually saying 1,450 new positions dedicated to frontline police work. So that's what they've said. And she made this announcement September 2020. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at something else. Very interesting. This is public information. Anyone can find this. If you're following along today, you'll be able to. I'm just going to try and stick to the areas that I'm talking about with Queensland, going from July or the end of June 2020, because the Premier made these comments and said that they started rolling this out in July of 2020. That's when they started. So let's go through these stats. This is, like I said, government, federal statistics that they published themselves. So, and it has here all the states. And here I'm going to focus on Queensland. If we go down here, and she made this announcement at the end, well, September 2020, but said that they'd started this rollout in July of 2020. So if you come down here, it says that we have, as of the 30th of June 2020, we had 11,610 sworn police officers. That's male, female, okay? A total working in operational areas was 14,626. Now, then you also have the back end of things. You have non-operational. You have 412 sworn officers. You have 469 civilian people, workers in this non-operational area. Now, our total staff was 15,894. So these are the figures that they would have been working with when she made this piece of propaganda announcement in 2020, September. Okay. Sworn staff, 11,610. Total staff, 15,890. We're going to have, in 5 years' time, over 2,000 more staff. And it was, was it 1,450 more frontline staff? So she said. So let's fast forward 1 year and going up to full-time equivalent police staff in Queensland at 30th of June 2021. Now, sworn members, we've got 11,721. It's not a lot extra. That's only, I think it was only a little over, it's only 111 more sworn police officers. Total staff here, we've got in the operational areas 14,784. Total staff altogether with operational is 15,953. So we've only got there you go, we've got 1,000 more. We used to have complete staff of 15,894. A year later, 15,953. Not a lot more at all. The numbers haven't really changed a lot. If you notice here, the non-operational sworn civilian, it's 418, 481. Sworn police officers is 11,721, and civilians, we've got 2,785. There's not a lot more. So we'll fast forward again, and now we're going up to, staying in Queensland, going up to 2021 to 2022. These figures came out at the end of the financial year for 2022, 30th of June. So 2 years, fast forwarding 2 years from the figures that Palaszczuk used when she has promised a little over 2,000 more staff. Okay, so frontline, what I would call frontline police officers, sworn, in operational areas. We've only got still 11,870. So police officers have only gone up roughly 200. Frontline. Civilians on this operational area, 2,838. So here the total, this is in operational areas, 14,982. When you get to total staff, we have a big jump, 17,090. However, where's the big influx come? Civilian staff in non-operational areas, 1,408. The previous year, civilian staff in non-operational areas, 481. The year that she made the announcement, 2020, civilian staff, non-operational areas, 469. So as of June, 30th of June, 2022, civilian in non-operational areas, non-operational, it's not even the frontline staff that they were talking about, has jumped 1,400 and has jumped 1,000, has jumped 1,000. Frontline actual police sworn officers stayed roughly the same. I actually think come June this year, June 2023, they're going to see a drop in operational sworn police officers because the retention rate it's so poor at the moment. Every week, so many more staff, police officers, when I say staff, I mean sworn police officers are resigning, okay, at an exponential rate. So here we have it. Our sworn members, 11,870. A year ago, 11,721, only gone up 150. The year that she made the announcement, 11,610. So we've made a little over 260 more officers, police officers, in all that time. When she wanted, when our beloved Premier and our dearly beloved, I shouldn't be sarcastic, and our commissioner made this announcement that they were going to bolster police numbers. Let me bring it up again for you, just so you don't forget. Palaszczuk said she will raise the numbers, an additional 2,025 police officers over 5 years. And she said that she started this rollout in July 2020. We're in February 2023. We are halfway there. And we do not have the numbers, and they're not going to get the numbers. They realize that they're not going to get the numbers. The only way that they will be able to get these numbers and massage the figures to make everyone think that they're doing the right thing is if they hire 2,000 civilians. That's going to be the only way they do it. Watch out. I am predicting that they are going to try and pull the wool over our eyes. They're going to massage the truth, twist it all around, and make it look like, yes, they still succeeded in their figures, and all they'll be doing is hiring a bunch of civilians, not retaining the police officers with the experience. I predict Palaszczuk and Carol are going to massage the truth to make themselves look good. They've come out with this story 2.5 years ago. Okay, they are not living up to their promise. Our police minister constantly fails, and yet he's still allowed to keep his job. It's up to us to keep these politicians, to keep these government workers, to keep them honest, to hold them accountable. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Am I lying? Am I tripping? You reckon they'll live up to it? You reckon they'll hold their promises? We'll see all these police recruits come in, frontline policing? I don't think so. I think they're failing. The Labor government, Palaszczuk, police commissioner, they are failing, and yet they're still there to keep their jobs. That's the way it goes, but you fail upwards. Police minister, he's failing upwards constantly. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope.